all the way back to Peter Drucker. The wisdom that customers are very seldom buying what you think you're selling them is extremely true. In this talk, we're going to learn about 3 techniques for really understanding how your customer's journey is evolving, how you can do a better job getting them to get the jobs they want to get done in their lives done, and avoid making some of the fatal decisions that so often lead to disappointment in business. So the first question is, how do you think about customer segmentation to begin with? And even today, most people are pretty unimaginative when it comes to how customers are behaving. So they segment on the basis of age or demographics or spending power or something without really getting at the key behavior that's going to drive a customer to say, yes, I want this thing, or no, I don't. So segmenting on the basis of behavior is the first thing we'll kind of cover. So just as an example, in men's shaving, which is a really hot area of innovation today, what you'll find is there are actually 3 very different behaviors that men have with respect to shaving. So the first behavior is kind of routine. These are guys who shave on a regular basis. Weekends they're shaving. It's a ritual, and it's really important to them. Second category, totally different. They hate shaving. Weekends, I'm not shaving. I don't feel well, I'm not shaving. Forget it. And then you've got this really interesting category of aesthetic shavers who believe that the shave should be, gorgeous, and they use a lot of the accoutrements to shaving. Now, each of those 3 kinds of customers needs to be dealt with in a really different way. So we'll go through behavioral segmentation. Second big tool is what I call a consumption chain. And a consumption chain is really a map of all the different experiences a customer goes through as they are in the process of becoming a customer of yours. And most companies are completely tone deaf to what's actually going on with customers. So, simple example, I had a box to give to FedEx, and I had a piece of paper with all the information FedEx would have needed to take the box to where it needed to get to. Driver rings the doorbell, I hand him the box, he looks at it in horror and says, "Oh my God, it doesn't have a label." And he leaves my box undelivered. And it turns out, this label thing is the heart and soul of how FedEx needs to do its job, but it has nothing to do with what the customer wants. I don't really care about why you need a label. I know I don't want to have to give you one. So that's the second tool, is mapping out the customer's consumption chain. Third tool is what I call attribute mapping. And it basically says, not every customer is going to love everything in your product. In fact, most offerings have significant negatives. And we put up with those. But let us explore how we can get rid of a negative, and all of a sudden those customers decide they might defect. So if I were to take the men's shaving example again, as the Gillette model kind of went and developed over many, many years, companies like the Dollar Shave Club said, wait a minute, why do you want to go to a drugstore and deal with a locked razor fortress? We'll just send the razors direct to your door. And that's proved very destabilizing to Gillette, who wasn't really paying attention to that. So 3 tools. You'll learn about segmentation, you'll learn about the customer consumption chain, and you'll learn about attribute mapping and how attributes evolve over time.